Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with the CEO of Hemlane. How you doing, Dana?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, one of the things we should talk about, just as people who like to give, we need to remind people that the end of the year is right around the corner. I think it's 16 days away. That also means we got to start talking about taxes. You got to start talking about taxes. And if you're a residential landlord, it's understanding your income, which is rent, maybe late fees, things of that nature, coin operated machines, whatever, and expenses. And one of the things that I know Hemlane provides right off the cuff, just in the system, is year end report. So I thought maybe you give us a taste on Dana, what's there, and remind people that there's a 30-day trial if they want to go play with this themselves.
Yeah, great. And before I share my screen and
Sure.
share it with everyone, one thing I want to bring up is the tax incentives of being a real estate investor. Make sure that you are working with an accountant. Even if you
Mm-hmm.
decide not to work with them and you're filing your own taxes, start just intro conversations with them to learn,
Yeah.
hey, what should I be thinking of? How has tax law changed? So the 1099 has actually changed this year.
Mm.
Um, the requirements for filing for real estate investors, we've sent that out to all of our users to make them very aware of what
Nice.
to be reported. So just make sure that you educate yourself before tax season, because the worst thing to do is be scrambling at the end of the year. So let me start with sharing my screen here. This is the Hemlane system. You would obviously start with your dashboard or always here. It's good morning. What's going on with your property?
Mm-hmm.
Here under the financials is where anything from Hemlane system would be recorded, whether it is your rent, whether it's maintenance and repairs, whether it is a security deposit, everything is going to be in here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say you go to Home Depot, you could go ahead and just track an offline payment if you don't have it in your Hemlane account. And you
Mm.
could go ahead and put it in here and upload the receipts. These receipts are incredibly important. And the reason I bring that up is your accountant is going to ask for documentation. And so that is why it's really important to have those all in the system. And then we have a download button here. So you can go ahead and click this and download everything for the year. You could even put the dates in here. So you could just do it for the year, put that in there. You could also filter by category.
Mm.
The next thing here is under maintenance and repair. Or sorry, not maintenance and repair, reports. So these are your reports. We have your cash flow report,
Mm-hmm.
and that's cash flow that has gone in and out. Your income statement, and then lease ledger. The most important reports for this year are the cash flow and income statement. So you would do last 12 months. You can display it by month, quarter, or year, and you can go ahead and download these reports at any time. Your
Nice.
accountant is going to love this because this is a
Yes.
summary of everything from your financials.
Yeah.
But it does get better. If you go to your team here, you can actually add your accountant. So
Oh,
you can go
nice.
like this, and I can say, Michael, you're qualified to be my accountant.
You wouldn't want that, but okay.
Yeah, I
I
know.
like I like the thought.
I will just go ahead and make it up. And then here, when you click next, you can go ahead and add properties. I'm going to add Zuber Road there. And then you can check all or uncheck all. I'm going to go ahead and press next. And here is where I'm going to give custom access. I don't need to give any of the operations, but I do need to allow for view financials. They don't have to request any payments, just view financials. I can add them, and it's entirely free for them to go in there, see the reports, as well
Oh,
as all the financials. So it is entirely free to add as many users as you want to your
that's
Hemlane
fun.
account and to which properties you want to add them to. And then every time you add a new property, we actually ask you, who do you already have on your team? If one
Mm-hmm.
is an accountant, we're going to say, do you want to add them to this next property? And that way you
Nice.
don't have to worry about that administration. So that is something under your team that I highly recommend. Then the other thing that I would recommend is this help down here. You can go ahead and do 1099. Let me just say 1099 here. And I can search that. Does Hemlane file it? Should I expect this? I could also type QuickBooks if you want QuickBooks integration. And then we'll have articles about
Mm.
QuickBooks in here. So I would definitely use this help because there's a lot that goes into here. There's also a lot that we've gone through with our accountants, especially because the 1099s even if you're having your tenants pay rent through Venmo or Zelle, you're still going to have to report that threshold has gone down. It used to be $20,000. And I think it was 200 transactions. Now it's down to $600. So most likely you're going to have to be recording that. So go through and put all of that in this help section to learn a little bit more. Even if you're not using Hemlane, go to the 30-day free trial, go to the support center and learn a little bit more about what has changed this year. And then on our side, if you are using Hemlane, we are sending reports out for your 1099s, what to expect for us. We'll go ahead and file those for you, what to expect, all of that. So I definitely recommend to go in, play around with it. If you don't have your tenant in the system, you can track offline payments here. You can put receipts in there as well. And then one thing is, I will just show you, let me go to maintenance and repair. I don't know if I have one in here, but once you're in there, you could go ahead and press view here, and right here would be the invoice. If you have it uploaded, you would see the invoice in here as well. So there's plenty for you to play around with in here, but definitely make sure that before the tax season, you really go through, you enter and have all of your expenses and your income recorded to make it very easy to auto-populate those reports.
Yeah, at the end of the day, one of the things you'll see being a landlord, even a mom and pop landlord, is your taxes are going to get more complicated. You're going to have more receipts. You're going to have more proof. But a platform like Hemlane is going to help facilitate that. You just saw some very simple examples. And that sexy addition of the accountant, I did not know that. That was pretty powerful, right? Hey, because how many times has my accountant called me and asked about this or that? I could just give them access. He would be a lot more happy about that. So Dana, where can they get the trial?
Yeah, you can go to Hemlane, www.hemlane, which is HEMLANE.com, and just mention one rental at a time. You do get 30 days free, but then you get 20% off your first year.
Oh, that's awesome. So again, folks, in my free course, which there's a link below, you can get the 30-day PDF trial, basically saying, hey, if you're going to get the trial, you might as well try it out. Also, if you're in the course, you can get videos of Dana walking you through this. So Dana, thank you so much.
Great. Thanks for having me.
You got it.